Welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we're comparing our Premier League predictions from before the start of the season to our actual table. First off, Man City champs. I think most people would have predicted before. A lot closer than expected. Arsenal pushing them to the last day. In the end, City again making history 4 times in a row. It's very unlikely they do 5, but you never know with the City team. Moving on to that United at second. Coming off the back of a strong season, everything looked well for them, and it all fell apart for them. 8th, lowest finish maybe ever in the Premier League. I'm not too sure, but a pretty bad season. But this is being recorded just after they have somehow defeated Man City 2-1 to get Europa League and the FA Cup final. Yeah, one thing though that does also mean is that Chelsea, the team that I support, and I actually got the prediction spot on, we get Europa Conference League instead of Europa League, which kind of sucks, but then again, we were pretty lucky to get Europe. But moving on, obviously Arsenal, great season. Well, I wouldn't say a great season. In terms of performances, great. But once again, fall up short in every competition. Yeah, it seems to be the Arsenal way. Really good playing. They should win it next year, but I don't know. I think they had most. I don't know if they had the most goals, but I know they for sure had the least goals conceded. A pretty good attack, the best defense in Europe, quote unquote, but just cannot get the job done. Trophless again. It's gonna be hard for them. It's gonna be hard. They probably have to win one next year before there's pressure on Arteta. But yeah, Liverpool coming in third. I predict this spot on once again. Didn't come in third the way I imagined. I imagined they kind of hang up there, but title contenders throughout most of the season. Fell off toward April, but yeah, third. That Liverpool team could be pushing better, but it's a mix of young and old veterans, so for that squad, I think third's pretty reasonable. That Arsenal fourth, I kind of thought United and Liverpool were gonna have great. They had good teams. They were going with good momentum, but yeah, Arsenal 2024, it's been ridiculous. So Newcastle, again, injuries really for them. They probably could have come a little bit higher, but they didn't play particularly that well, especially in the back of the season. They started off pretty strong, but that middle stretch, I don't know, it's like October to February. They just couldn't buy win to save their life and end up behind Chelsea, who I predicted in 6. We did not start the way we wanted to, but an incredible finish, 5 in a row. The manager getting sacked is questionable at best. An interesting decision, but it is what it is. I don't know where I'm going to predict them next year. It's a good ending, but it's kind of what we expected from that Chelsea squad. Villa in 7th, obviously another masterclass from Emery again. Finding a way into Champions League in 4th place. What can you say? The guy is a tactical genius. They've got a good squad. I don't know if they'll be able to keep it up for that long, but that squad is always going to be dangerous, and I think they're going to be hanging around that top 4 for quite a bit of time. Going down to Tottenham, interesting season for them. At one point we were talking about title contenders, then they had that dramatic fall off, some big injuries, but couldn't keep it together. Just missing out on Europe, or just missing out on Champions League to get Europa League, which is going to be interesting. Europa League is going to be interesting next year. Tottenham, United, I don't know how that's going to go. Obviously, we saw Atlanta win it against Bayer Leverkusen, but it will be interesting. Going down on Brighton, a terrible year for them. That was kind of very shocking for them. I mean, yeah, they don't have the quality players that they thought they had. De Zerbi leaving, I don't imagine they're going to finish any better than 11th next year. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough couple seasons for Brighton coming up. Crystal Palace. Now, I did predict them in 10th, but I'm going to be honest, that was kind of a bold one for me at the time. I mean, we know Elise and Eze are great stars. They're soon going to move. One of them will move in the summer, but I mean, what a finish for their season. Mateta really showing his class. But I mean, what can you say? Great finish from Crystal Palace. They could move up higher, but the quality of that squad to finish in 10th, pretty good. Brentford, yeah. A little unfortunate with the injuries and Tony, but not a great season for them. In the end, pretty bad. Fulham in 12th, I mean, a typical season for them. Nothing really too, spectacular. They finished 13th. I mean, they play how we thought we were going to play. They're kind of mid-table, kind of on the edge of bottom 6. Looking at Everton at 14th, I think they would have been 12th if not for the point deduction. So, yeah, I mean, again, Sean Dyche, another masterclass there. Somehow keeping that squad up. Corn stop, but we're back. Obviously, Everton. I mean, yeah. I predicted them come 14th. I think they would have actually come 12th. Pretty good season from them. Defensively, they were actually, I think they were top 3, maybe. I know they were top 3. I think they might have been second goals conceded. A very tough team to break down, especially at home. Really good performance at home, and I think they're only going to get better. But you never know. West Ham 15th, a great start to the season for them. I think they were, for majority of their time, they really in that kind of 4th or 5th for a while. Then started drop off toward the end. But I mean, for the squad that they have, a pretty good finish. I don't know if they'll get any higher. Kudos, a great signing. But with Paqueta pretty much not going to play football for quite a few time, for a long time now. It'll be interesting to see how that team does now. 9th, 4th, and 16th. I mean, yeah, they just barely stayed up. Not a good season for them, and things aren't looking too good. I mean, they had to sack the manager at the start. They did stay up in the end. They did have some points deducted, but again, it's kind of one of those things. The next two teams, Bournemouth and Wolves, I mean, what a performance from those two teams. I mean, Bournemouth really, Dominic Solanke, wow. I think he finished, I don't remember how many goals, but I know he was in the top 4 or 5 for goals in the Premier League this season. What a striker he is. Bournemouth, I mean, they just continue to impress. Areola really doing his thing over there. And Wolves, I mean, same thing as Bournemouth, really. They did finish 14th, but I mean, kind of played with injuries, especially Neto not really being fit for a majority of the season. But they were able to get results. They did the double over Chelsea for the first time in a while. So, I mean, yeah, that Wolves team, they are dangerous, especially at home. Got a lot of good strikers. Hangui, I'm not even going to say his last name, but he's been good. Cunha's been great. And Neto, always dangerous as he always is. And then United and Luton, I mean, to be honest, those two teams, yeah, we kind of knew they were going down. United, I think, won the first ever team to, what was that? They conceded 100 goals in the Premier League. I mean, that defense, yeah. Luton Town tried their best to stay up. Got, got lucky with the point deduction, but still, just they don't have the quality to stay up. And then I don't know if I mentioned Burnley, but yeah, pretty disastrous for Burnley. Um, a lot of high expectations, especially off what they did in the championship. Nothing really correlated. They just don't have the players to play that type of ball in the Premier League. But it's gonna be very interesting, especially now with Kompany going to Bayern Munich. That's gonna be an interesting one there. But yeah, that's the Premier League predictions. We got 4 spot on. The top 6, 7, we kind of, I'd say for the most part, we got there. Man United was the only thing that was really off, but like everyone else was kind of in range. Villa finished a little bit higher, but the bottom 4 we really got. We got the 2 teams that were gonna be relegated. We got 2 out of 3. Just that mid table, a lot of factors went in, and a lot of variability there. You can see that mid table was very interesting to see. So, but yeah, hopefully next season will be even better. Next season predictions are going to be very hard to do because there are a lot of good teams. And with the teams coming up, Leicester coming up, Ipswich, I don't imagine they're going to do that well, but still. They're going to be more quality than the teams that went down. So it's going to be a lot tighter at the bottom. But it will be an interesting one anyways. But anyways, that's our Premier League predictions review. Not too bad. Like I said, the top 7, 8, we kind of had a majority of those teams there. But after that, it got tough. But anyways, that's going to be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.